Good morning. Shall have a little catch up. So, what's been going on since I last saw you? It's been a bit naff, really. I had to have a couple of weeks off of running due to what the physio said was an aggravated MCL in my right knee. It's been frustrating. And I can't be lost. And as you look up my nostrils, that's exactly how I felt. I can't be arsed. It was confirmed later in the day by the physio that I had the aggravated MCL, and it was going to take 8 to 12 weeks of rehabilitation. I am still allowed to run twice a week, but only 5k and very easy pace at that. I should be thankful that I can run still a little bit, but it's just not the same. So before I tell you what rehabilitation is looking like, let's just take a moment to admire those quads. Yep, I've shamelessly paused this image just for you to be able to do that. Bosh. There's no point in banging on about the quads when the muffin top looks like that. Probably best leave the dairy milks alone while I'm injured. Ugh. Anyway, wall sits are part of the rehabilitation programme, as are everybody's favourite Bulgarian split squats. I've got a resistance band for me to do these leg extension thingies on both legs. I don't discriminate or favour. And then when I'm in the gym, everybody's favourite injured cardio workout, the cross trainer. My God, it's boring. We're doing more of these. I could actually have fallen asleep at that point, hence the pose and sleeping on the arm. And we're back to the split squats again. It's not bad form, actually. PTs will probably tell me different, though. Oh, and we're parking my backside back against the wall. Lovely. So that is week 1 of rehab done. That has been a very frustrating week, to say the least. So from getting the news on Monday at the physio about sort of 8 to 12 weeks rehab, processing that, it means that it's entirely likely that my sort of late summer, early autumn races all go out the window. When I had such big hopes for a couple of them, it was it's bloody hard to take. Like, yeah, I've had that's just been frustrating, really frustrating. I think one of my early takeaways from that, as I've been reflecting, is that probably don't put so much pressure on any one race or any, you know, I think it's good to have goals and everything like that, but the fact that I put so much pressure on myself that the big half marathon was going to be like my, you know, A race this year, and of course it's just not come off, and that leaves you feeling, or it's likely that it's not going to come off, and that just leaves you feeling like, well, what do I do next, you know? What that means for sort of races in the future is just going out and just enjoying each and every individual one you do, or I do, sorry, and just go and run as well as I feel on the day, you know. One of the big sort of things for me when it comes to racing is the buzz it gives me afterwards, and I don't necessarily have to run, you know, a PB or an amazing time to get that, you know, to get that boost, to get that, you know, that hit of dopamine that ADHD is always sort of chasing for. So, like, obviously not only is not being able to run frustrating, but what that means is obviously I started this YouTube channel around running and how that helps, or, you know, looks after me ADHD, and now I'm not able to bloody run. Well, not run as I would like anyway. And the impact of that means, like this week in particular, like, clarity of thought is not great. Not that it is normally anyway, but like things like task paralysis and stuff has been kicking my arse in work this week. Just sitting at your desk, like, knowing that you've got to get something done and not actually being able to start the bloody thing. And And that brings with it its own sort of, you know, panics and pressures in the office. Thankfully, as I think I've found a bit of an exercise routine to sort of work around the injury, then hopefully that's going to be enough to sort of keep me ticking over. I had a couple of good little ideas for videos I was going to do over the next few weeks around the races I was doing, particularly when I was supposed to be in Leeds 2 weeks today for the corporate games, but obviously, you know, I'm not going to be able to take you along for that one now, which is a shame. I could have gone along there and, you know, I could have just taken part and plodded around. You know, physio says I can do 2 5k runs a month and a week, sorry. And yeah, I could have just gone and plodded around, but I was going there to sort of go balls to the wall, you know, and compete. Part of what was exciting me about that was the thought of getting on the podium again, but not only that, but see if I can actually do better than the bronze I got last time. So that is it. Bit of a flat one this week. Potentially 7 to 11 weeks of rehab to go, and I'll try and sort of chart the journey as I go. Oh, journey, I can't believe I used that word. Oh, journey? Journey? What do you think you are? A celebrity on Strictly? Give your head a wobble, son. Chart the progress of rehabilitation of the knee injury, and hopefully we'll get there sooner rather than later. Stick around, like the video if you want, comment kindly, and subscribe if you want to. Muchas gracias.